Have you ever wondered why two shooters can use the same shotgun, the same ammunition, and shoot on the same range, yet one walks away with Olympic medals while the other keeps wondering, what am I doing wrong? What if I told you that Kim Rhode's greatest advantage wasn't just talent, and it wasn't even years of practice? It was one hidden technique that most shooters never notice. And here's the surprising part. Most people watching this video will completely miss that lesson, even though I'll explain it right here. So I want to challenge you. Watch this video until the very end, because the final lesson is the one almost nobody talks about. If you miss it, you'll miss the real reason Kim Rhode stayed at the top while generations of champions came and went. And before we begin, if you're serious about improving your clay shooting, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because every week we break down the techniques, habits, and mindset of the world's greatest shooters. If you watched our previous video, you already know that elite shooters don't become champions by accident. Today, we're taking that idea one step further by uncovering the untold technique behind one of the greatest shotgun shooters in history, Kim Rhode. Let's begin. When people think about Kim Rhode, they usually focus on one thing: her Olympic medals. And that's understandable. Winning once is extraordinary. Winning again is legendary. But staying at the top for decades, that's almost impossible. Kim Rhode competed against multiple generations of athletes, different equipment, changing competition formats, and constant pressure. Yet she kept winning. Why? Because while everyone else chased perfect shots, she chased perfect decisions. That's the first secret. Most average shooters obsess over hitting the target. Elite shooters obsess over making the correct process repeatable. That sounds simple, but it's a completely different way of thinking. Imagine two shooters. The first breaks 10 straight targets and thinks, "I'm shooting great." The second also breaks 10 straight targets, but immediately asks, "What exactly did I do before every successful shot?" The first shooter celebrates results. The second studies the process. Guess which one keeps improving? Kim Rhode understood that championships aren't built from lucky rounds. They're built from repeatable habits. Every mount, every breath, every eye movement, every trigger press. Nothing is random. That's why consistency always beats occasional brilliance. Now here's something many shooters never realize. Kim Rhode rarely looked rushed. Watch her compete, and you'll notice something unusual. Everything appears calm, almost effortless. That's because speed doesn't come from moving faster. It comes from removing unnecessary movement. Most shooters waste precious time making last-second corrections. They move the gun too much. They search for the target. They hesitate. Elite shooters don't. They prepare so well before calling for the bird that the shot almost happens automatically. The target isn't surprising them. They're ready before it even appears. That's a massive difference. The competition starts long before the clay leaves the machine. It starts in your setup. This leads us to another lesson that separates champions from everyone else. Most shooters think they lose targets because they swing poorly. In reality, many lose them because their eyes are in the wrong place. Kim Rhode trained her eyes as seriously as she trained her shotgun skills. She knew exactly where to look before calling for the target. She didn't stare at the barrel. She didn't chase movement. She trusted her vision. Your eyes lead, your hands follow. If your eyes hesitate, your gun will hesitate too. That's why improving your vision often improves your shooting without changing your shotgun at all. Here's another hidden advantage. Kim Rhode never expected perfection. That might sound strange coming from an Olympic champion, but perfection isn't the goal. Recovery is. Even the greatest shooters miss. The difference is what happens next. Average shooters carry one missed target into the next station. They start doubting themselves. Their confidence disappears. Their rhythm breaks. Champions don't give missed shots permission to ruin the rest of the round. They reset instantly. Every target is treated like a completely new opportunity. Think about how many rounds you've lost because of one bad miss. Not because of the miss itself, but because you kept thinking about it. Kim Rhode understood something powerful. The fastest way to recover is to stop replaying the mistake. Learn from it. Then leave it behind. Now, we're getting closer to the hidden lesson I mentioned at the beginning. But before we reveal it, there's one more principle you need to understand. Pressure doesn't create champions. Pressure reveals preparation. Olympic finals aren't won because someone suddenly becomes better. They're won because someone prepared so thoroughly that pressure couldn't expose weaknesses. Kim Rhode trained until the basics became automatic. That allowed her mind to stay calm when everything was on the line. Many shooters only practice until they get it right. Champions practice until they can't get it wrong. There's a huge difference. If your fundamentals change under pressure, they're not fundamentals yet, they're temporary habits. Now, let's uncover the hidden technique. This is the lesson that many people overlook. Kim Rhode didn't simply trust confidence. She trusted routine. Confidence changes every day. Some mornings you feel unstoppable. Other days you don't. If success depends on confidence, your performance becomes unpredictable. But routines never have bad days. Your pre-shot routine doesn't care about emotions. It doesn't care about nerves. It doesn't care about pressure. It gives your brain something familiar to follow. That's why elite shooters rely on routines instead of motivation. Kim Rhode repeated the same preparation again and again until it became automatic. The routine replaced uncertainty. That's the untold technique behind long-term dominance. Not magic, not talent, not luck. Consistency through disciplined routine. And here's the part most shooters miss. The routine begins before the gun moves. It starts with your breathing, your focus, your posture, your mindset, long before the target appears. Miss that, and everything that follows becomes harder. So what can you learn from Kim Rhode today? First, stop chasing perfect scores. Start building perfect habits. Second, trust your eyes more than your barrel. Third, prepare before calling for the target. Fourth, forget missed shots faster. Fifth, practice your fundamentals until pressure can't break them. And finally, build a routine so reliable that you don't need confidence to perform. That's the real difference between good shooters and legendary ones. Kim Rhode didn't dominate because she was lucky. She dominated because she mastered the small details that everyone else ignored. Those details don't look exciting, but they win championships. The next time you step onto the range, don't ask yourself, "Can I hit this target?" Ask yourself, "Am I following the same process that champions follow every single time?" Because, in the end, great shooting isn't about doing something spectacular once. It's about doing ordinary things extraordinarily well, again and again. If you learned something valuable from today's video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with another shooter who wants to improve. And before you leave, tell me in the comments, which one of Kim Rhode's lessons surprised you the most? I read every comment, and your answer might even inspire a future video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.